Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome as well to this live stream. It's a bit later than usual. Normally I start more around like 11 a.m. but today it's a bit later, but it shouldn't worry. So because the stream is anyways uploaded in the end, you will get full access later on. And as you could have seen in the thumbnail of this video, it will be about denoising using the latest Arnold version. And I just want to show you the benefits and how to set up both workflows. One is the Optix Denoiser, which is an IPR, kind of a real-time NVIDIA denoiser. And the other one is a Noice. It's called Noice. And this will be using the CPU. So it shouldn't be too crazy to set up. I just tested it and I thought why not give a quick live demo how it's being used. Obviously for your needs it will need a bit more adjustments I guess, but it should be fairly straightforward. I'll be just waiting a few more minutes for a few more guys to join in, maybe ask a few questions, and then I'll get right into it. And what I can show you now so far is I have a really simple setup. Well, let's just first show the Maya end. So I just have an HDR on the outside. I've got two portal lights, one here, which are just redirecting the rays from the IBL into the interior from here. And that's actually all there is to it. And then I have a render, which is the same, like it's really boring, but it's just to prove a point. So this would be, let's just show you this guy. So this is currently the result. Unfortunately, there are watermarks on here, but where is it? It's gone. Let's just reopen this. Okay. So you can see there's definitely noise going on here. And with the denoiser, with the Noice denoiser, we can get kind of rid of it. And this will be, I think, the denoise result. So it's pretty clean. You can see you can see these little patches, but I think it's a very big improvement. So I think if I can just add this on top, let's see if I can get it working. Somewhere is the option to bring in the left side. Is it this guy? Let's see. Such a noob. Anyways, so I've got both there. I will just show them in a minute. Okay, so we have currently 32 people watching. That is awesome. What's your opinion of the UVing tools? Well, I'm not a modeler, so I don't really use UVing or modeling. So I try to focus on lighting and shading. So I haven't really checked the new stuff, but I'm sure it's great. What else is there? Let's just minimize this guy. I just want to show you quickly on which version I am so you can follow along and that there are no confusions. So let's just bring this over. So I'm actually using 3.002, which is the latest hotfix build for M2A 3.0, which fixes a few bugs, and you can for sure check them out in the release notes. So the first hotfix was fix some denoising issues, blah blah blah. So there are a few fixes which I have installed, so it should be a bit more stable. All right, so 37. I think I'll just jump right into it. So the first thing is the Optix Denoiser, which is important that you have NVIDIA drivers and obviously an NVIDIA card. So many windows. Okay, so this is the Optix Denoiser, and for this to work, it's fairly simple. The main thing is it needs to be NVIDIA driver of at least 390. So I think currently it's 396 is the latest, so that's the one I have installed right now. And then it's fairly simple to set up. So let's just see if I have my settings. I'll just start from scratch by deleting the AUVs. This off. I think this is the default. So on default now you have the Optix Denoiser thingy here, and it's looking for GPUs. It found my GPU right there. And let's just have 4 steps, and maybe let's just have 2 diffuse bounces. I've got a ray depth of 3 bounces as well. Yeah, I think if I start the IPR now, we should not see much. That's perspective. We want to jump into the main. Let's go half resolution for now. And you can see this is how noisy it is. And if I fly in with my perspective camera into here. So you can see what's going on there. So where is my window? There it is. How do you fix depth of field noise? Good question. Does updating Arnold render speed up rendering time? Not sure what that means. If you update the scene up here, it updates the scene and retranslate everything. I think it's fairly okay for animation. I think obviously, if you want to have like a pretty clean animation playblast, I think this should be fairly good. So I just want to show you how to enable this for now. So currently you see it's noisy, nothing's going on. So how to enable this is you just go to AUVs, create an AUV. I just create the RGBA, which is the beauty pass. And so I just drag it over, and then you should see in the drop down menu right here, there's a beauty AUV now. And all you gotta do is go to the select AUV node. So I press this key, this little triangle, select AUV node. It opens in the attribute editor, and all you gotta do is tick the denoise button. And then you can see it's progressing, and we should actually get a new AUV here, which is not there, weirdly enough. Let's just reopen. See, I just tested that and now it's not working. I think it's not working. Oh, it depends maybe. No, that's fine. This is correct. Interesting. That must be weird. So let's try again. So denoise is on. That's all you gotta do. If I check the documents, that's also everything you gotta do. So that's what I have. Oh, that's the thing. I think I have merge AOVs on. So that's a thing which needs to be off for sure. And what merge AOV does, it combines all the layers which you render, and then you have just one EXR file. And I think I just read that it's not supported by this. Doesn't work with merged AOVs, unlike Noice. So the Noice guy needs to have the merge one on, and the other one doesn't. So let's try again. So now you get the RGBA denoiser pass, and now you can see it's actually denoising it. It's the first passes are not that great, honestly, but then after a while it just transforms into a very clean image, right? So look at the difference here. This is just in denoiser, the Optix Denoiser on the fly, and obviously it needs, I think, 2 iteration steps to resolve for the first time. So at first it is noisy. Let's see, it takes a bit time denoising, and then it jumps to the first step, and then when the final render kicks in, it updates one more time to this. So it's a pretty big improvement in render times for sure. You can see it's now updating, and again, if I jump to the both versions, you can see the noise difference, what the Optix Denoiser does. And obviously it's amazing for interior scenes, because Arnold is not that great in sampling the interior noises, because there are not so many rays in there. So it's pretty awesome. And for exterior stuff, it's great as well, for sure, because you don't need as many rays to hit to get a clean result. So if I have a large sphere here, Is that because they are all now reversed? Yeah, weird. Because if you have an interior scene and if you use a light portal, all the lights get transformed to that through the portal, so it does not light the exterior things. So I'm just hiding the portal now, and this is now the outside of the building or whatever, this office. And if I change again now to the denoised version, you can immediately see how clean it gets, and it's pretty instant. Obviously it's a bit too bright, my light is very hot, so let's just bring that down. And you can see it's clean already. This is the denoised pass, noise and denoise. You can see it's a very big improvement. And now let's render through the other camera again. So this is now without the portal lights. And still, it's if I stop it up, it's pretty decent, honestly. So it's still on doing the final step. So this is the difference. Yeah, so if you have any questions on this setup, please shoot now and I'll be happy to help. Octane render is good. Yes, that's definitely a good GPU render. Yeah, Steven, thank you. I'm happy to help, and I'm really glad that my videos and tutorials help you guys out for sure. Right, so if there are no questions for the Optix Denoiser, oh, and you can obviously specify the output for any AUV. So let's say I have diffuse indirect, and I want to denoise this guy as well. So at first, this is my indirect pass, definitely noisy. So you would just check the denoise box up there, and then you would get a denoise pass, and this would be my diffuse indirect denoise pass. It's still cooking, so it's a bit slower, but now it's done, and now we should get the output properly. So you can see what's going on here. And for sure, it's not ideal, but it's pretty good for quick iterations. That's a good question, Warren. I haven't rendered animations just yet. The question was, is there a noticeable flicker when you render animation with the denoise? So I haven't rendered animations yet, but it's a good question. I'm pretty sure it will flicker, but I can't tell you for sure. I mostly use HDR textures. Like the last question is, do you use textures on your lights? And in production, for sure, I'll use high quality HDR lights which have proper dynamic ranges on them. So that's something I use a lot. So anyways, let's just jump over to the noise thingy. It's a bit more scary, I would say, but it's not too crazy anyways. So according to the docs, there are a few things we need to change to get noise working. So the first thing is we need to have at least one pass to denoise. So I will just render the beauty, which is the RGBA thingy right here. I'm not sure. I think the denoise option on the AOV itself is just for the Optix Denoiser. But according to the docs, we need a few more outputs. So these optional layers are used to guide denoising and will greatly improve the result. So we would need to add these outputs as well. So normal, depth, and albedo diffuse, which is just a raw color. So it was normal, Z, which is depth, and albedo diffuse. So these four guys, and I think that's NZ and diffuse, that's the ones we got. And obviously you can add more lights if you have that. I currently don't have light groups, so it's more or less just a basic thing. And now the question is, how do you get it up and running, right? So let's just quickly think. So that's just the docs. Okay. So obviously you would need to output those frames on disk. So you would use a batch render command, or you can just output them from here, and make sure output variance AOV is on as well. This is also an important step. So the Noice plugin knows about the variance for each AUV. So that's these things to consider. And so what I did now to get the frames out, I just set up a project directory like here, and then I'm just adding my output, Arnold Denoise merge 3. And that's all I did, and make sure merge AUVs is on, and then just render it out. And I rendered it out using render batch render, and this just renders them to that directory, right? So nothing too crazy. And my directory is this. Let's just copy this properly over. Not here. Not there. I'm just quickly opening the directory of that session. Let's see. Alrighty, so images. Okay, so this would be the output, right? Unfortunately, I couldn't get the licensing working, so we see the watermarks. This is a render with 4 AA samples and no, was it 4? Yeah, 4 and I think 3 diffuse bound samples. So this is what we get. You can see definitely there is noise in the corners, and we want to clean this up now. So how do you set this up? You would need to do command line because there is no interface for this yet. So I'm pretty sure there will be something in the future, or you can add a batch render script. Like I think you can put in a Python callback in here when the last step is done or render is done or whatever. You can just do something a bit more manual if you need to. So the Noice plugin is located in your Arnold directory, right? So wherever you install your Arnold, it is, in my case, C solid angle M2A deploy 2018 is my M2A version. And then it is right in the bin folder. You can see there is Optix Denoiser, which is the GPU plugin. And then there is the Noice exe file, which is the executable, which will actually do the CPU denoising. So to set this up, it's pretty straightforward. So I have a command line interface already set up with all my commands, but I'll just show you in a new command just how to set it up. So to open this, you can just do the Windows key and hit R to open the run dialog, and then you just enter CMD. And then obviously you need to cd to that directory. So I'm just hitting cd dot, and then I'm just going to solid angle, and then it is in, no, that's the wrong one. Solid angle M2A deploy, and then it would be in 2018.3.0 whip, and then in bin. So this is the directory, and you can see in here is the Noice plugin. So the Noice guy is right here. So if you run Noice, let me just see if I can make this bigger somehow. Oh, what did I do now? There must be a way to make the font bigger in here. No. Anyways, no idea. Okay, anyways, so I just make the window bigger. It doesn't really help, but anyways. So if you just run Noice not like this, you get some help options. So you get PR, SR, VI, LO. So all you would need to add PR, which is patch radius, SR, which is search radius, V, which is variance, the input file, and then the output file. And if you have light AUVs, which is light groups, you can just specify them with -L. So you can see my command on the left. If I just hit the up key, you can get my previous command. My previous command is -PR3, -SR9, -V05. And you might wonder, where do I get these values? And I will show you in a minute where I get them. So -PR3, -SR9, and -V, which is 0.5. And then -I is for input file, and input file in my case is this guy. So I have a little shortcut up here, which is a copy path, which I just clicked, right click, which pastes the path, and I'm just removing the quotes. And then -O for output, right click again to paste the same path, but this time I'll just call this underscore Noice. And then I remove the first quote as well. And that's all I gotta do. I hit enter and you can see something's going on. It's starting denoising and all this stuff is going on. It takes a while. It's a CPU approach, so it takes a bit to start. But I just want to go through the documents, what all these parameters are. So pixel patch radius, you can see this is just looking for neighboring pixels and then it's patching them together. And then you have the radius, which is the pixel search radius. So for each pixel, blah, 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 you can read it yourself, but this is what it is. The default value is 9, the default value is 3, and then you have the variance, which is how much it will just try to remove noise. And the higher you go, the more aggressive it will be and the more blurry your edges and your detail will fade out. So the default is 0.5. And you can read the tip here, similar like neighborhoods that have bigger color disparities, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's all there is to it. And then it's still denoising it. You can see it's still doing a bit of work, and now it's done. And now the output, you can see it just created the file here on the left. So if I open this file here, it should denoise my RGB. And this is what it actually did. So if I make this full screen and I open this guy as well. And again, I'm sorry for the watermarks, but it shouldn't be a big problem. So if I zoom, oh well, I can't zoom because I can't do maybe Control 1. What is it? 2, 1. So I just hit 3. And if I go to here to 3. Yeah, so you can see that this is the Noice Denoiser and this is the raw render, and you can see it's incredibly clean with the same render time, and it's honestly it's like day and night difference. And you can see I rendered with really low values, and especially for interior scenes, this is like such a huge time saver to get this clean with this little amount of samples. So please let me know if anything is unclear on how to set this up. And I will just also quickly check my emails, because there is an email thread about denoising and how you can actually get a nice script which does most of the hard work. It's from Zeno. I'm not sure if you know him, but he has this shader XYZ website and he's doing lots of work on that end as well. I just need to quickly forward me that email, and I'm checking the comments, so feel free to ask any questions. I will be reading those. Okay, so let's just forward this. Is it better than Pyarman Denoiser? I haven't tested the Pyarman Denoiser, to be honest, so it's a good thing to check, which I haven't done so yet. So there it is. Email has arrived. Yeah, so please feel free to ask any questions about this workflow. I'm happy to assist. So where is it? I'm just looking for the script. Here it is. Okay, copying this. And I will just create a new file, paste this in here. Okay, so this is the script, which is written by Zeno. I hope you will do an animation test. So yeah, I might actually do an animation test. So this would be the script. It's just NVIDIA actually. Yeah, so if you run this will do, it will do a whole sequence of denoising. So you would just need to execute the script, and this will do the hard lifting for you. So you would just specify the file path, the start and end frames, how much variance you want. Just execute this, and it will do a for loop, and it will just start the denoiser, the Noice CPU version of that, and create your outputs for this. Yeah, so feel free to ask any questions. If there won't be any more questions, this will be my live stream for today. So I will be waiting like 2 more minutes, and then I am exiting out. Let's see what else there is to talk about. There is a new shader, which I will do a tutorial about, which is the Tune shader. Let's see if I can assign it. Arnold. Is it not in here? AI Tune, that's the one. Lots of controls. For this to work, you would need to enable the contour filter, which you can enable under somewhere in the settings. Let's see if I can find it under filtering. Filter contour, is it here? There it is. Let's see, we just remove these guys, disable this, disable these guys. Let's see if we get the contour working. I broke it, there it is. Oh yeah, there we go, there we see the contour. Let's just hide my weird cube here. And no camera race for this guy. Oh, maybe bring it back. So this would be a a simple setup for the contour shader. Let's do. So no more questions, I guess. And obviously you have lots of options in here to do it properly. I will do a tutorial on the whole thing to set it up. So I'm not even sure what all these parameters do right now. So it will be interesting to see what it can do. Okay, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this live stream about Optix Denoiser, the benefits, how to set it up, Optix and the Noice Denoiser. So enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a nice day and awesome renders. Thank you guys for tuning in.